So it's like in 2024, right? There was a plumber contractor in Dallas. He was missing call every single day, 7 to 8 call a day, going to voicemail most of the time. And every missing call is a job for him. And those jobs is like around 200 to I think it's like 2000. And those jobs are working out of the door, right? He doesn't know like this is happening because he's under the sink somewhere trying to fix a pipe. He literally losing money every time and has no idea basically. So I found that guy and then I built him a solution, an AI that answers like his phone 24/7. He's not a human who book his job while he's under the sink. So here's what I'm doing today. I'm going to walk you through the complete behind the scene, right? How I built a receptionist today, an AI phone receptionist SaaS for that call contractor. We are talking about the idea, the tech stack, the actual build, the first customers, the pricing, all of it. Just no fluff, real number, those mistakes too. So we are going to walk you away. We are going to walk away knowing how I validate this idea. Before writing a single line of code, the exact tech stack I'm running and why basically. And the three things I wish I know before building an AI voice product. And I will also give you a framework I now use to decide whether any idea is worth building. Call it the proof test. This is gonna be a long one. So let's get it. So real quick, if you are into building app and shipping like a software, subscribe. That's literally all we do here, basically. So why most people never ship, right? Let's just start from there. So before I get into the building, I want to I want to talk about the thing that almost stopped me from building it at all. Because for a long time, right, I was the person analyzing instead of acting, not in a bad way, basically, but like I was debating like a true cursor board is overwhelmed, right? Is under hyped, this kind of stuff. Should I use a Fast CPI or Nest.js? What's the databases for the SaaS? I was consuming, comparing, and tweeting my take, right? And I wasn't shipping anything, to be honest. And that's not unique to me basically. I was like how can I say, I was like that is the default mode for smart people trying to build basically. I don't know what to explain it to you, but you think because you are thinking hard, you are making progress, you are not, you are just getting better at having options. One shipped product, spec one shipped product speak louder than 10,000 tweet about what you are planning to build. One real customer using your product say more than nearly ready posts asking for, alright, will people pay for this product? And I had to learn that the hard way, to be honest. So here's what happened. So around 1997, right, Apple is on the verge of bankruptcy. They spent like years losing. I spent a year losing to Microsoft, not in product quality, but like in the argument. And the argument from the tech world was like a Windows is open, right? And Windows is compatible. Windows run on everything. Apple is a closed system for elitist weirdo, basically. And Apple, at this point, Steve Jobs is back, right? And they don't how can I say, counter the argument, right? They don't write op-ed. They don't do like panel discussion about why closed systems are actually better. They build like they build the iMac different. They make the machine so beautiful and so dead simple that the argument become irrelevant. It's kind of crazy, right? Steve Jobs didn't go to TV and say, "Alright, actually, our OS architecture is a superior because he walked on stage with a product that made people cry." So you win by making your product undeniable. I don't know if you get it. Not by making your argument, how can I say, unbeatable. And that's exactly what AI phone reception technology was about to do the old school in as a service industry. Not arguing with them, but make them obsolete. I don't know if you get it. So talk about the founder who never shipped. Here's another story I want to talk about, right? Because what Apple was building, there were 1,000 other company doing the exact opposite. You know what I mean? Think about every startup that's ever raised 2 million with a beautiful pitch deck, got into like TechCrunch, and then nothing. How do you get it? You know what? So because they spent their first year winning the argument, they won the VC page, right? They won like the Twitter Discord because they had the best positioning statement you ever read, right? And then they shipped the product that didn't work to user they had never actually talked to at the price point they had calculated from a spreadsheet, basically, not from a real conversion. People, how can I say, the people who can articulate the vision most beautifully are often the last one to actually build it. And by the time they launch it, it's too late. The person who was quieter, less polished, less articulate, they already have users, they already have revenue. The argument doesn't matter anymore. The action already won. One side build, one side talk. Guess who's still there? And that brings me to the part that actually surprised me the most. Because when I start building Receptionist today, right, I assume the hard part was going to be the technology. It wasn't the hard part. The hard part was something nobody talk about when you are building AI voice product, right? But first, let me tell you how the whole thing started, because the origin story were kind of wild, right? So how Receptionist today got born. Here's what actually happened. I was deep in the rabbit hole of Microsoft's idea, right? And I do this thing when I spend a week researching a niche. Most of the time I do 1 or 2 weeks for the niche, for the research of the niche. And it just keep coming back to the trade industry, like HVAC, plumbing, electrician. This kind of business makes serious money, let's be honest. Because a plumber in the middle city can do, I don't know, around 800K a year easily. But they run on phone calls, and they almost, I want to say, all operate with either no receptionist or one person who can only answer one line at a time. So I literally Google missed call calls calls for small businesses. One night I was around 1 a.m. and I found a state that, like I said, businesses lost up to 75% of new customer from missing call alone. 75%. And then I found another one that said 85% of people won't call back if their first call go to voicemail. And I thought, all right, I did this is a solved problem for a big company. They have a call center, they have a CRM system, they have an entire team, but to be like 3-person HVAC company, they don't really have it. Let's say you only work like alone. That's gonna nobody solve this. So I'll be like, all right. So I didn't write a tweet about it. I didn't like a post a poll asking, all right, will you use it? Use this? I opened a doc, sketch it. I sketch it out and how the product will look like, and I start building it. Now at this point, I had never built an AI voice product before. Let's be honest, I had never worked with phone API. I never like a touch like a Telins or DeepGram or LiveKit. It didn't matter anyway, but I commit to figure it out. You know what I mean? It wasn't easy, but I learned by doing. What I learned, and this is the thing that surprised me, is that the technology is the easiest part. The hard part is the last 20%. Part where you make it sound human enough that a real customer on the real phone call, it doesn't hang up in 2 seconds. That's when 90% builder who try to enter this space gets stuck. And I'll show you exactly how I cracked that. So here's what I'm going to walk you through right now. I'm going to break down the entire build of reception to them across 3 sections. The first section, we're going to talk about how I validate the idea before running a single line of code. The second one, full stack, every tool I use, every decision, every trade-off. The third one, how I got it live, and the first thing that broke. All right, let's get it. How I test the idea before building it. So I say the proof test. This is the framework I use now before I build anything. I create it by accident, to be honest. It's not like something, just by experience. Why validating like a reception today? And it saved me from, honestly, from building at least 2 things that will have flop. The pain, the risk, the owner willing to pay. Obviously, alternative frequency. So let me walk through basically each of them. For example, let's say P is the pain, right? Is this actually the pain, or is an, how can I say, is an inconvenient? Here's a massive difference. Inconvenient don't get pain. Pains do. Okay, for example, for the contractor space, right? Missed call is not an inconvenient. It's the money out of the pocket every day. The missing call job in July in Texas, for example, that's like 2,000 repairs. Someone taking to a competitor. That's a pain. That's the kind of pain that make the business owner pull out a credit card. Now, how I test this most of the time. I spend 2 days already on the HVAC already, the plumbing, the small business, the contractor. I wasn't posting there, right? I was just reading to see. I was looking for the same complaint appearing over and over, and I found it. I can't afford reception, but I'm losing job to email, voicemail. Different world, same problem. Doesn't post. Some people say they got found, some of them, but it's not like a robot, all this kind of stuff. But I didn't tweet. I think thinking of building an AI reception, I didn't tweet. Thinking of building an AI reception today, I did research, quick action, not announcement. So now let's talk about the R is the reach, right? Can I actually find these people? That's the reach. There's no point in solving the pain if the market is impossible to access, right? So contractors are everywhere, right? Google Map alone has like a million of them. They have website, Facebook page, profile, and critically, they use their phone number as their primary business contact. It lists on every platform, especially the platform, right? This is actually one of the cleanest TAM I have ever seen for microsites, to be honest. You can literally scrap Google Map for HVAC across your city and get a list of every potential customer who are contact info. That's not the most doobie, okay? Some niche is not that easy, but for HVAC. So I built a small scrapper using Python and a Google Map API just to see the volume. There's over 180 HVAC in just US alone. At least, even you can have $100 a month average. That's $18 million a month addressable market. And just a solo operator, you know what I mean? I don't even need like a 1% of that market. I only need, I don't know, like 50 customers to have a meaningful, So O stand for willing to pay, right? So let's say there is okay, let's start this way, right? There's a version of the contractor who want to solve this problem. And there's a version who already have a $90 a month call forwarding service and thing. That's, you need to figure out which one you are into and how much they will willing to pay once you get it. I did like a 5 phone call code, right? I literally called HVAC people, HVAC in my city, and we said, all right, I'm building like a software for HVAC company, and I want to understand how you handle phone call. I can get like a 15 minute. I mean, some say no, well, don't even want to talk. They just hang up, just straightforward. Let's be honest. But yeah, what I found, they were already like a paying virtual receptionist. There's a NDI Pro, they're already spending like 150 to 500 a month on customer acquisition alone. When I describe what my product will do, answer every call sound like a human, collect like a job detail, send them a text summary. The question wasn't will you pay for it? How much it is. That's when that it's real. I didn't agree that like, okay, the AI placed a receptionist, what it will do, so themselves. I don't know if you get it. I just describe what the product will do. So I know that it's time for like a alternative. Obvious alternative, what are they already using? Right? Are they, compare you to RX, they for contractual phone answering hire a part-time receptionist, be around like a 15 to 20, the hour, I don't use like a virtual receptionist service like a 200 to month for limit hour and generic engine who won't even know what the fuck is a terminology or just miss the call. So three alternatives are terrible, right? In different way. That's the green flag. And let's say for a new product, you don't want to enter a market where the alternatives are excellent. You want to enter where the alternatives are good enough, but not. Alright. Now let's talk about frequency. So F is basically like the frequency. How often does like this problem hit them? Because if that happen once a year, it's not like a business. A problem that happen every single day, every phone call they miss, that's the subscription business. So every missed call is a daily occurrence. They are not like a losing they are losing potential like a every single day they operate. That's like a recurrent pain, which means it's justified recurrent. That's how you build a SaaS. So not by solving like a one-time problem, but by solving an always on problem. So that's the proof test. Pain, rich, owner willing to pay. Obvious alternative frequency. Researching today he all five. So I started building it. You see, there's a lot of stuff happened before I built researching today. So okay, quick thing. I turn the test into a one-page worksheet. You can, tonight any idea is free. Link in the description. Seriously, grab it before you do anything else. So the text tag, this is the part I will want to know. I know a lot of people want to know the text tag, all stuff, but yeah, let's about it. So here the full stack I build recession. So here the full stack I build recession today on. I'm going to go through every layer and explain why I made because honestly the will matter more than right, and anyone can copy it, the is knowing what of them is, so the front end was like a Next.js, not because it's a flash tool, but the for this case I need a service side rendering for the marketing page, the S matter for the B2B SaaS because thing like air or HVAC. I need a clean dashboard experience for my customer. So to see the configure the AI agent, Next.js does both cleanly. So I build the whole thing. First, actually, it's kind of crazy, right? This is the vibe coding approach. I describe the UI, the actual language, lovable scaffolding, and then I clean it up and move it into a proper Next.js project. Probably save like a to 40 hours for initial layer workout. It wasn't remix VC or VC Astro. I just pick the one I know and the whole move. It's not like I did something crazy. So let's talk about the backing, right? Backing out using Fast API, Python, the framework, and this is the controversial choice. if you are in the JavaScript, camp, behavior, the ecosystem, OpenAI, DeepGram, or the voice processing library. The Python SDK is always first, more complete. When I'm integrating for LiveKit audio pipeline, they are in, when I'm building a custom post processing for like right, the tooling is in Python, trying to force all all of that into how can I say, Node.js is firing the querying. I don't know if you get it. So yeah, I was using FastAPI, especially because let's be honest, FastAPI acts by default, and like a documentation, which make it even easier to debug when thing break, and thing will break. No, for it, thing will break. So the backend handle like a incoming call, webhook from Tailings, routing calls to the AI agent pipeline, storing call to transcript in the database, triggering like a SMS summary after the call. And basically the whole, to be honest. So the whole pipeline was like a DeepGram, ChatGPT, of for Mini, and Cartesia. So this is the whole product, and where most people get trapped. Let me break down each piece, right? So LiveKit, this is the audio. How can I call it? Yeah, the audio infrastructure. Think of it like call transport layer, right? When a call come in telling, we spin it up to LiveKit. We spin it to LiveKit room, and then route the audio there. LiveKit handled all the LTC complexity, all this kind of stuff, the latency optimization, the audio codec stuff. I mean, you want to build this yourself. Let's be honest, this is not the place to reinvest the way. Let's be honest. DeepGram, I say like, is a basically speech to text. That shows a DeepGram from over AWS transcript is latency, right? In a live phone call, you need like in near real time. DeepGram Stream API give you word by word transcription with some, I would say like 100 latency. You see, that's the difference between an AI that feel like a conversation and an AI that feel like a broken phone menu. So now this is a GPT-4 Mini. This is the brain, the language model that generated AI say. So I'm not using GPT-4o because this use case structure intake conversations for Mini is like as good as like 20% of the cost. So the AI is following a script, okay? Customer name, the address, what the problem is, when they need services. It doesn't need to write or handler, so talk about Cartesia, right? Is a text to speech. This is the voice you actually hear. I test 11 lab, neural and Cartesia before letting here. Cartesia one, I would say three things. The voice sound like a general human at big space, right? The latency is it was around 200. Yeah, which is the conversation feeling natural, and the pricing is workable scale. If you pull all four together, the call coming in, the LiveKit handle the audio, DeepGram transcript in real time, GPT-4o is the brain decide alright what to say, right? And can just speak it like a human receptionist. You know what I mean? Now let's talk about the phone infrastructure, right? So the links. So phone number are like a call routing in Telix, not Twilio. And I know Twilio is the answer everyone gave, but yeah, here's the thing. Twilio is great, alright? It's also expensive at scale, and the API pricing for like a product, especially add up very fast. The link is like 40 to for equivalence voice documentation is solid, and they actually clean up for programmatic call routine. Let's talk about how I basically set it up, right? Every customer who sign up to my receptionist today get it, telling phone number, proven automatically. They get a phone number automatically. They forward the existing business number to a new number. Call his telling his, how to say it, telling his file at webhook to my fast API backend. The AI pipeline, so one critical thing, I'm using like a SIP connection to like audio into LiveKit. I mean, voice SDK. Okay, this was a not obvious architecture voice that I only figured out after like approximately like 400 documents across 3 days. I didn't read that, AI tool, a monster. Okay, to really help me. I use AI tool to help me a better understanding of the documentation. Okay, so database and the hosting, I was using the Supabase and Railway. I love Railway, bro. But yeah, I was using Supabase and Railway. So the database is a Supabase. Okay, Postgres with I don't know, a nice admin UI. I store the user account, the AI agent configuration, and all the call with a transcript, SMS notification, history. Supabase real-time subscription also let push like a call notification to the customer's dashboard without pulling. Now, I host everything on Railway. This is true drama, I don't say that, deployment choice, right? Docker container, GitHub integration, automatic deploy, environment variable management. It just work. I'm running like a twist, right? Node.js for the front end, the fast API for the back end, and the background worker that handle like the post call processing and the SMS sending. So my infrastructure bill for the first version was under $30 per month. Okay, for the platform itself, the LiveKit, right? Minutes transcription, GPT-4 minute Cartesian characters, and the voice minute. So, but those scale with revenue, right? Which is how you want you to structure as a follow funder. So let's talk about the SMS system. SMS system I was using in the Twilio. Yeah. So every call, the system send an SMS to the contractor. So alright, if it's somebody saying, for example, you can say like a call, what they say, a number, best time to call back. One of the feature that is the most with a customer, they are under the scene. They can't talk. We take every time. They still, but like not every time, but they can glance, text in between job. I don't know if you get it. So I use Resend for transactional email and Twilio for SMS. Yes, yes. Just say I should tune it over Twilio for voice. Yeah, but its product is generally excellent, and 10 DLC registration process, which you do for H2P business testing, is much more Twilio than alternatives. Sometimes like a tool for a different job. I don't know if you get it. Yeah, but that's okay. Now about the AI agent, how I made it sound human, right? So okay, so the part I mentioned earlier, the hard 20% that tripped me up, right? That shit really tripped me out. So the first version of the AI agent sound like a mini from 2009 or late. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. For example, right, you can say, please state the nature of the problem, right? And the contractual customer will say, all right, my isn't working. And the AI will say, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? And then hang up. This kind of stuff. The problem wasn't the technology. The problem was, I say the prompt. I was writing the system prompt like a developer, not like a receptionist. That was the problem. What changed everything? I found a forum, right? Post from HVAC business owner. Listen, type of call they get in the is that how the receptionist handle each scenario. I rewrote the entire system from instead of problem description. It become instead of call it the problem description, it become alright. If the customer say AC blow ask when it start happening, the unit is making any unusual sound, especially what can I say, contextual human feeling. So second change at the natural filler. I don't know, filler, right? They say filler or filler. Language response generation. No, okay. I now as I collect, but I got it, stuff. And what the best address for your job? All right, you must say those kind of small difference, on the whether the people hang out. So the third one, I turn the silent detection. If the customer like a pause, right, mid sentence, the behavior of most, of them is to jumping immediately. I mean, wait, they let you finish, instead the voice actually detect like to avoid like a millisecond after audio stop before the AI speak. That single chain carry like early hangout by like a 60% in my testing. Okay, quick right. Notice what we are doing here. Like every one of these decision, right? Every architecture choice, um, every on the prompt, it become like a from actually building and testing, not from like a theorizing. You can't know the 800 milliseconds silence threshold, but actually the real customer hang up on you, right? Ship, learn, fix, whole game. Okay, so building is done, right? Let's talk about what broke first, because like I was saying, thing gonna broke, right? I brought the first working version of reception today on Saturday, I think so. I may be around 11 p.m. I sent the link to 3 contractor friends and say, all right, try to break it. I need to be bright. One of them forwarded the actual business number to my desk number at 9 a.m. Sunday. He got a recall, a customer wanting to book a job, right? The AI answer, he collect the name, collect the problem. Actually, he asked for the address, and then the customer ask when can someone come out? And the AI say, all right, at duration, a team member will be in touch to discuss the schedule. The customer say, that's not the answer, and they hang up. You see, all the stuff, right? The AI has no idea how to handle like a risk. I wasn't building that part yet. That's why. And I thought, all right, I'll get into it on the second version, and I was wrong. When I calling it a scheduling bridge response, which 2 hour, not a full scheduling system. Um, just a line that say, all right, we are currently booking appointment for tomorrow this week. Name will call you, time, or by the end of the day. I don't know if you get it. To confirm, especially and I said that brought me time without making the customer feel like a dismissed. I don't know if you get it, dismissed. But the thing is, I didn't post about it. I didn't explain that scheduling was on the roadmap. I ship the fix and move on. That's it. You see, the first paying customer came from honest and embarrassingly simple source. I post in a local Facebook group, right, for small business owner, not a pitch, just a question. All right, so HVAC and plumber brand in the city, I don't know, right? How do you handle a call when you are on the job? Some of them, I got around like I think 20 or 30. I don't quite remember. but half of them say some version of we just miss them and hope they call back. I DM those people individually. What am I saying? I'm tired. I DM'd those people individually, not by pitching. You know what I mean? If you follow up question, all right, that the cost you your job. Most say, all right, yes. One of them asked me, what say, what I was building, right? And I told him he asked for a demo, and I gave him a live demo on a Zoom call. I mean, that was it. You see? So $97 a month, dollar a month. That was how much I was charging the first customer. No, the best 97 I ever seen hit my Stripe account. Not because of the money, because it proved, product speak for itself. When it actually worked, I had to go crazy before it worked. I pressed the 97 because I made it up. Seriously, I have no data. Yeah, and virtual receptionist services charge around 200 to 500. So I wanted to be, the product was like the first version. So I didn't overprice, 97 overpricing. So 97 felt like a serious enough to be real product, not so expensive that someone can, I don't know if you get it. So what I learned over the next few sign up, contractor did not, fling at the 97, not even, slightly. One of them said, honestly, I thought it had been more, which is a sign of raise your price. I don't know if you get it. So I'm not testing a thrive, a tire structure like a $7 a month for the base plan, and 97 per month for the plan with call recording, longer retention, or for transcripts, and a dedicated business phone number. The 197 tier is weird. The lesson give them like a plan and a better plan. Most people pick the best plan. That's just the price psychology, to be honest. And call the choice, let them self-select it. Okay, so if I could go back, do the building over again, I would say three. I would say yeah. I should have three things. One, validation. The scaling question earlier. Assuming, I assume scaling were like the version problems, right? I mean, as when when can come out, right? Is the most common question a contractor get, right? I should have like at least basics, on in version one. The second problem was the 10D LC registration take longer than you think. If you are building like anything that goes through like a SMS in the US, you need a registration under the 10, DLC, the business SMS complaint system. I thought it would take like a week. It took like a week, and basically two rejection. That's crazy. Before I even got it, start this process on day one. The third one is the voice matter more than I expected. I spent, I don't know, probably 80% of my product time on the logic and 20% on the voice. It should be the opposite if you think about it. The first thing a customer notice is now, all right, whether the AI book the appointment correctly. It's whether the voice sound like someone they interest. A voice is the whole product. Now, let me show you the proof test worksheet I mentioned earlier. This is literally a one Excalibur page. You can then see basically like the one in the screen right now. You can look, you know, complete, take note by yourself, see what you think you can learn out of it. What I'm going to do is I would say like question space for the answer and a simple score for being building for example, right, the pain. If the pain is 5/5, that means something daily. It's financial and documented. The reach is 5/5. I'll say Google might give me like a of leads. Una WTP 4/5, most will pay. Some are true like a sensitive, right? Obviously, alternative you can have like a over 5 or resistant option. Not bad, let's be honest. I mean, they found 5/5 every single day. That's like a 25, I don't know, 24/25 booty, and I did booty, you see. So by the way, if you are finding this like this information useful, I mean, you subscribe and hit the bell. I'm dropping new, I don't know, build video every weeks. And now let me wrap this up with the framework. Okay, let me basically tell you the real reason from all this, right? Because it's not about the tech stack, it's not about, I say the contractor. When I start building the reception today, I had no proof it would work. I have no user. I had no revenue, a ready shred. But it was 3 phone call with a HVAC guy and a gut feeling that, all right, this was a real problem. And the station, just because I've done it before, right? Was to work about it, it was to talk about, tweet, about it, get feedback on the concept, posting builder community, ask, idea, because that feel like a progress, it feel, I don't know, safe. Nobody can tell you your shipped products suck if it doesn't, I don't know if you get it. But every time you post about a concept, you are asking people, all right, to evaluate something imaginary. And people are bad at, they are great at evaluating actual product. The real feedback loop only start when there is something real, to. So, I mean, quietly, I didn't announce it, didn't post, it in public, try all this kind of stuff. I just built it, and when I was done, the proof was right there. They exist, the customer exists, the Stripe dashboard say, all right, 97 a month. The thing, all right. Let me give you the framework to take away from this. I call it the ACT method, right? I mean, 3 principles. I know apply to, basically. A, act before you announce, right? Build a working version before you tell anyone is coming. Even, version, even like a barely work. The act of shipping something, anything, is worth more than the best launch announcement. So, yeah. The C stand for complete the feedback loop, right? Don't wait for a better wait of 500 people. Find like a 3 people, I don't know, rate user, give the, I don't know, this week. You get real, feedback on the real product, the faster you improve. This stands for trust, right? Trust the product to make the argument. Stop like explaining, all right, why your product will do. Show what it does. The more are, than like a real customer are, how can I say, worth more than market research. Revenue is worth more than validating survey. So yeah, that's like the compress, trust that the ACT method. Now, here's the challenge, right, for you this week. And I'm serious. I want you to actually this. Pick, I don't know, one idea you have been thinking about. Just one. Run the proof test on it tonight. And not next week, not have more time tonight. 5 questions, 1 page. Then, all right. And look, this is the most important one, right? Don't post about the idea, okay? Don't tweet about it. Don't ask for feedback in the Reddit thread. Open, I mean, laptop and start building the smallest possible version of it, not the product. Okay, the thing is the part that prove the idea actually work. So yeah, drop comment right now telling me why you are building, why you are watching, how you are watching this. I read every single comment because that's something that happens when you declare what you are doing publicly. The idea become real. You are accountable to it now. Okay, so comment and go do it. Shit, basically. So if you take like a S from this video, I mean the way to prove your product work is just to ship it, basically. You know what I mean? Just to ship it. To be honest, I would say like you got a from this video. The proof test is the description. Alright, it's free. One page. Use it tonight. You know, method is the framework. ACT before you announce. Compare the feedback loop, product to make, and the full tech stack. LiveKey, DeepGram, GPT-4o Mini, Cartesia, Telenex, FastAPI, Supabase, Railway. I think the architecture and everything, basically what you are seeing on the screen right now, this I will link it in the description so you can see, you can refer to it, learn something from this video. It's basically the resume of basically the whole video. Okay, so that's about it. Next week I'm about to make another video, or if you want me to make any specific video about something, you can just, I don't know, comment it in the description, so I will think about what to do next. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, BJ.